Welcome, have a nice day. Today is Wednesday, 22nd of January 2025. Starting the newspaper with the world news, including over 200 United States Capitol rioters freed from the prison after Trump is sweeping pardon for January 6 prosecution. Toronto says Canada is ready to respond as Ontario's premier says Trump declared war on tariffs. Auto followed Trump on Facebook after the inauguration. 22nd Democratic led the states so sue over the Donald Trump move to end birthright citizenship. Important to bring the Putin to table. Ukraine Zelensky says hopeful of Trump administration. Rubio to hold the first bilateral meeting with the External Affairs Minister Ajay Shankar after God ministerial. Now from the Hindu newspaper we have some brief. China-India ties should be viewed from the strategic height. Long-term perspective, Beijing. Chinese Foreign Minister spokesperson Guo Jiakun. The ministry was reacting to External Affairs Minister Ajay Shankar's recent remarks that the India and China relationship is trying to disentangle itself from the complications arising from the post-2020 border situation. India and China should handle bilateral ties from a strategic height and a long perspective while implementing the common understanding reached by the leaders of the two countries, the Chinese Foreign Ministry said on Tuesday, January 21st, 2025. The ministry was reacting to External Affairs Minister Ajay Shankar's recent remarks that the India-China relationship is trying to disentangle itself from the complications arising from the post-2020 border situation, and more thought needs to be given to the longer-term evolution of the ties. We need to be able to handle the bilateral relations from a strategic height and long-term perspective, bring the relations back to the track of the healthy and the stable development, and find the right path for big neighboring countries to live in a harmony and develop side by side. Chinese Foreign Minister spokesperson Guo Jiakun told a media briefing in Beijing. Jaishankar holds bilateral talks with the United States counterpart Rubio, NSA Mike Waltz after God ministerial. United States Secretary of State Marco Rubio meets with the External Affairs Jaishankar at the State Department on the January 21st, 2025. Marco Rubio held his first multilateral with his God counterparts Jaishankar, Penny Wong from the Australia and Japan's Ivaya Takeshi. External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar on Tuesday, January 21st, 2025, attended the maiden foreign ministerial of the new Trump administration along with the counterparts from the Australia, Japan, and the United States. Besides holding the meetings, the newly appointed United States Secretary of State Marco Rubio and the National Security Advisor Mike Waltz. Quad is a grouping of 4 countries aimed at maintaining the peace and law and order in the Indo-Pacific region. In less than an hour after entering the Foggy Bottom headquarters of the State Department of the Secretary of State, Mr. Rubio, 53, held his first multilateral with his counterparts, Jaishankar, Penny Wong from Australia, and Japan's Ivaya Takeshi. 22 states sued to stop Trump's order blocking birthright citizenship. Washington Attorney General Nick Brown speaks during a news conference announcing that Washington will join a federal lawsuit to challenge the President Donald Trump's executive order to end the birthright of his citizenship on January 21st, 2025 in the Seattle. The Democratic Attorney Generals and the immigrant rights advocates says a question of birthright citizenship is settled law, and that while residents have a broad authority, they are not kings. Attorney General from 22 states and sued Tuesday, January 21st, 2025, the black President Donald Trump's move and to end a century-old immigration practice known as a birthright of citizenship, guaranteeing that United States-born children are citizens regardless of their parents' status. Trump's roughly 700-word executive order issued late Monday amounts to be to a fulfillment of something he has talked about during the presidential campaign. But whether it succeeds is far from the certain aim. Most likely to be a lengthy legal battle over the president's immigration policies and constitutional right to citizenship. Going towards the Hindustan Times newspaper states that MHA warns unlicensed NGOs against receiving foreign funds. The ministry come across some instances of credit or debit in the accounts of NGOs without a license, which caused it to issue a public notice on Tuesday. The Union Home Minister was warned that the non-government organizations, NGOs that receive and utilize foreign funds without having a license under the Foreign Contribution Regulation Act (FCRA) or after its expiry will be penalized, according to the communication by the ministry on Tuesday. Free education till PG. Among the soaps promised by the BJP in the second manifesto, BJP MPs Anurag Thakur, Ramveer Singh Bidri, and the Manoj Tiwari, and the Dali Party President Virendra Sachdev, and the party leader Vijayendra Gupta during the launch of the second part of the party's Sankalpa Patra manifesto for the upcoming Delhi Assembly elections on Tuesday. The Bharatiya Janata Party BJP on the Tuesday unveiled the second part of the three-part of the manifesto for the upcoming Delhi Assembly elections, promising free education from KG to PG, kindergarten to the post-graduation for the needed students in the government institutions. It also announced financial assistance for the competitive exams, aspirant scholarships for scheduled caste students, and the welfare measures for the auto rickshaw drivers and domestic workers. Thakur called the latest iteration of the BJP's bold manifesto a blueprint for a developed Delhi. This follows the first part of the manifesto launched last Friday by BJP National President JP Nadda, which included rupees 2,500 monthly allowances for women and the Mahila Samriddhi Yojana subsidized cooking gas and the meals. Nadda had pledged that the BJP would continue all existing welfare schemes introduced by the Aam Aadmi Party. Most leader among the 14 killed in the Chhattisgarh gunfight. Most leader among the 14 killed in the Chhattisgarh. Security forces shot dead at least 14 Moses, including a top insurgent leader in an one-night encounter along with the Chhattisgarh-Odisha border. Officials aware of the matter said on Tuesday the second major setback to the rebels in a week and the latest in a string of the operations against the left-wing extremism. The officers said that the fighting was continuing deep inside the forest in the Gharia-Band district of Chhattisgarh, and the toll might increase. The gunfight broke out on Monday evening after the joint team of the Chhattisgarh Police District Reserve Guard, DRG, CRPF, and Cobra Commando Battalion of the Resolute Action Commandos and the Special Operation Group SOG of the Odisha Police launched a search operation in the Kolarighat Reserve Forest, around 5 km from Odisha, Noapada district. The operation was launched on Sunday evening, and the fighting has been going on since Monday morning. On Monday, 2 women Moses were killed and a Cobra Jawan was injured. The police force cordoned off the area and camped inside the jungle on Monday night. On Tuesday, a fresh gunfight started and 12 more Moses were gunned down, said Amrish Mishra, Inspector General of Police Raipur Range. He added that the 8 of the deceased were men and 6 women. In an official release, Odisha police said another Soji Jawan was later injured in the encounter, but added that 2 persons were stabbed. Going towards the economy of the country from the business point of view, potent possibility of more energy supply from United States to India, says Petroleum Minister Hardeep Singh Puri. The United States is already India's 5th largest source market for the crude oil, with the American oil accounting for over 4% of India's total oil imports in 2024 per tanker data. Union Minister Hardeep Singh Puri in Ahmedabad. I expect a fine balance of boosting growth and employment with the continued fiscal prudence. Employment generation remains the most critical aspect of India's long-term growth strategy, with 133 million people entering the working age of population by 2050. To curb the grey market activity, Security and Exchange Board of India is working on launching a listed platform. The new platform, when launched, will help reduce trading of shares in the grey market prior to the listing. Security and Exchange Board of India Chairperson Madhubai Puri Bakcha said the idea is that whatever the grey market is going on right now in the pre-listing period, we think that is not suitable. Now, going to the science and tech, we have the Indian fact checkers to continue with the Meta partnership for now. A dozen fact checking organizations who operate in India said in an open letter this month that the Meta's fact checking program help people have positive experience by reducing the spread of false and misleading information. For at least a few months, Meta's partnership with the fact checkers in India, as well as other countries other than the United States, will continue to an executive from the firm said. India fact-checking organizations that work with the Meta platforms aim to prepare of a few months later, at least as the Facebook and Instagram parent has decided to hold off on replacing their monthly service. In an interview with the Bloomberg on the sidelines of the World Economic Forum, there was meeting Meta's head of the global business, Nicola Mendelsohn, said that for now, fact-checking partnerships outside the United States will remain intact even as the firm shifts to community notes in its home country. There's nothing changing in the rest of the world at the moment. We are still working with those fact-checkers around the world, Ms. Mendelsohn said. The statement comes as the constellations of the fact-checking organizations in India worry about their future as a Meta casts fact-checking firms as a censorship-enabling institution. The shift had worried these firms as a partnership with the Meta, which features their fact checks on the post featuring misinformation that has been flagged by the company's system, is a significant source of the revenue to finance their operations. Defense Research and Development Organization conduct key tests in a scramjet technology development. This is a part of the efforts to develop a long-duration supersonic combustion ramjet technology. Hypersonic missiles are a class of weapons that travel at a speed greater than the Mach 5 times the speed of the sound, or more than 5,400 km per hour. In a crucial milestone in the development of the next generation hypersonic munitions, the Defense Research and Development Organization (DRO) has successfully demonstrated a cutting-edge active cold scramjet combustor ground test for 120 seconds. For the first time in India, this is a part of the efforts to develop a long-duration supersonic combustion ramjet or scramjet-powered hypersonic technology. The key of hypersonic vehicles is scramjets, which are air-breathing engines capable of sustaining combustion at a supersonic speeds without using any moving parts. DRDO noted in the statement, ground test of a scramjet combustor showcased several notable achievements, demonstrating its potential for operational use in hypersonic vehicles, like successful ignition and stable combustion. It stated this was developed by the Defense Research and Development Organization Laboratory (DRTL), a Hyderabad-based laboratory of DRDO. Hypersonic missiles are a class of weapons that travel at a speed greater than Mach 5 times the speed of sound, more than 5,400 km per hour. Several nations, including the United States, Russia, and China, are actively pursuing hypersonic technology. The United States should reconsider its decision, says World Health Organization Director, WHO Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus. WHO said that the United States should reconsider its decision for the benefit of the health and well-being of millions of the people around the globe. We hope the United States will reconsider, and we look forward to engaging in constructive dialogue to maintain the partnership between the United States and World Health Organization Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus, Director General, World Health Organization, said in a statement issued on a Monday following an announcement by President Donald Trump that the United States would exit the World Health Organization. Mr. Trump cited the Global Health Agency mishandling the COVID-19 pandemic and other international health crises as a reason for the exit, stating that the American institutions have both contributed to and benefited from the membership in the World Health Organization. The Global Health Agency expressed its regret for the announcement and said that the United States should reconsider its decision for the benefit of the health and well-being of the millions of people around the globe. Founded in 1948, the World Health Organization is the United Nations agency that connects nations, partners, and people to promote the health. According to the WHO, the organization gets its funding from the two main sources: member states paying their assessed contribution, countries' membership dues, and voluntary contributions from the member states and other partners. Assessed contributions are a percentage of a country's gross domestic product. The percentage is agreed by the United Nations General Assembly. Member states approve them every 2 years at the World Health Assembly. They cover less than 20% of the total budget. Now, at last, there's a famous personality who is from South Africa, known by his famous name Nelson Rahila Mandela. Full name Rahila Hala, born on the 18th July 1918 up to 5 December 2013, was an South African anti-apartheid activist and a politician who served as the first president of the South Africa from 1994 to 1999. He was the country's first black head of the state and the first elected in a representative democratic election. His government focused on dismantling the legacy of apartheid by fostering racial reconciliation. Ideologically an African nationalist and a socialist, he served as the president of the African National Congress ANC party from the 1991 to 1987. Mandela was a controversial figure for much of his life. Although critics on the right denounced him as a communist terrorist and those on the far left deemed him too eager to negotiate and reconcile with the apartheid supporters, he gained international acclaim for his activism. Globally regarded as an icon of the democracy and social justice, he received more than 250 honors, including the Nobel Peace Prize. He is held in a deep respect with the South Africa. He is often referred to by his name, Thembo clan name, Madiba, and described as the father of the nation. Mr. Nelson Mandela says a very famous quotation. He says that education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Okay, thank you.